Working parents alert. A surprising new study this morning shows spending more time with your kids does not always lead to better behavior, health, or grades. But that is not an endorsement for hands-off parenting.
Right.
Jennifer Senior is the author of All Joy and No Fun, The Paradox of Modern Parenthood. She's also a contributing editor at New York Magazine. Jennifer, good to see you.
Good to see you.
So explain what this study found. Why does more time not necessarily translate to better behaved kids?
I can't tell you why. I can just tell you that it doesn't. I mean, the fact is they looked at kids who are 3 to 11 and again, kids who are in adolescence and found no material differences. Not in emotional well-being, not in behaviors, not in academic performance, didn't matter what. Only a slight statistical difference in adolescence, meaning that if mom spent more time with them, they wouldn't drink as much.
Okay, so you know, working moms, I think, who feel really guilty about this are having a giant sigh of relief.
Right.
But so is one of the reminders is that quality is more important than quantity.
I think that is most certainly one of the reminders. And we know that already, that if you read with your kid, that if you don't watch TV with your kid, that if you have dinner with your kid, seems to have make a material difference.
Yeah.
So yes, that is one thing. Can I just point one other thing out?
Yeah.
I wasn't particularly surprised by this because we have only started worrying about this question since women started working. And since women started working, we've been spending more time with our kids, not less.
And
Really?
that's why it's better.
And why is that?
I was surprised.
I can tell you exactly why. You want to hear why?
Yes.
So
yes.
in the 1960s, we spent less time with our children because here's the difference. In the 60s, we wanted a perfect, impeccable house. There could be no more ring around the collar. We had to buff our floors to a high shine. But we put our kids in playpens, and we told them to go on bikes, right?
Yeah.
And not to come back until 6 o'clock for
And
dinner.
put a little key around your
Right,
neck.
exactly. And now, none of us can cook. Our houses are filthy, but we all spend all this time with our children. What we're neglecting is the house.
My house.
The question I'm interested
My
in.
house is not filthy.
Mine is. I'm sorry.
The question for me is what is the most effective parenting when you're spending time with the kid?
Interesting. Well, it's going to depend on the child, right? I mean, we can. I can tell you what's bad. Don't sit and zone out in front of the television together.
Right.
Parenting in which you are not unduly anxious and stressed out. So in that sense, because that actually is correlated most certainly with negative outcomes. You know, reading, dinner, the old sauce, the old chestnuts.
But it's just talking, having conversations, doing things together.
You know, accessible time seems to be just as important. If you're in the kitchen washing dishes, not that we do that, next door, you know, it could be just as effective.
I wish I'd known that when I sat through all those little league games. It just seemed to go on frickin' forever. But you said it does make a difference in adolescence, though, spending time.
Yeah, well, here's what makes the most
sometimes
difference.
I go, anybody win, anybody.
I just want you to know, parents everywhere are giving you a standing ovation.
I know,
at the
nobody,
television set.
I know they do. It's true.
Just took too long.
That should be a
Yes,
Facebook
Charlie.
movement with a hash. I mean, the whole thing.
Thank you, Jennifer.
Thank you.
Thank you. Great stuff.
It was very
really interesting. We'll
It
have
was very interesting.
more for everyone who wants to know more online about this.
Okay.